It's nice to be here for our very first in-person lecture. Some of you may have joined some of our lectures last academic year or taken part in our competition, which was 6 months long over the summer, but this is our very first in-person event. This lecture is going to be completely interactive. You can put away your laptops, get out your mobile phones, because that's what this is all about. You're going to be in with a chance to win good prizes, I promise. And then obviously you get pizza because it's dinner time, and we bought a few beers, but we couldn't carry that many, so first come, first served. We want this to be like a chat, an interactive session, so ask any burning questions as they come up. But we'll have a big, better Q&A at the end, so yeah. I'm going to introduce ourselves. Here's me and Mehul. I'm the head of brand and communications at Upside Technology, so all the words, pictures, video stuff that you see us produce, that's all my stuff. I do all the social media, so please like and follow. And all the press, presentations, website, that kind of thing. And I've worked across many sectors in my career, including a branding agency and in hedge funds. And I studied journalism at Southampton.
Hi everyone, my name is Mehul Shah. I am, one of the things about working for a small company like Upside means that you can sort of decide, you can make up your own job titles and you can make yourself head of whatever you want to be. So I've made myself head of product development. I don't really know what it means, but it sort of involves deciding on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis what we kind of build and trying to build something that we think we cool and useful. I met Thea in 2015. We both worked at hedge fund Untitled Capital, and Untitled Capital is actually run by Will Potts, who is also the founder and CEO of Upside. So loads of sort of investment experience across the company. Before that, you can read that. Loads of experience working in banking, tech, time being a teacher, and all that kind of thing. So really cool to be here. I will talk to you in a short while once Thea's done her bit. So yeah, I'll talk to you all.
Cool. So just to note, yes, we do work in finance, have worked in finance, but we are not financial professionals, so don't ask us any complex investing questions. There will be future lectures with investment professionals, hopefully, scheduled, and then you can bring up any specific investment topics that you want to discuss then. But yeah, really happy to be here. So why are we here? Retail investors are basically bombarded all the time with pressure and falsehoods from social media, all this money that you're going to get from God knows where. But let's lay out the journey, how it actually happens. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, YouTube, any social media, and you see people bragging about how they went all in and they're now multimillionaires, and you think, brilliant, this is I can do this too. So then you go on to, well, actually, first of all, you think, Jesus, think of all the cash I can make, the house I can buy, the car I can drive, all the clothes I can have. It's going to be brilliant. So you go onto your trading app, you download Free Trade 212 eToro. If you're in the US, you download Robinhood. And on these platforms, you're pushed to trade without really knowing how or what to invest in and why you're investing in it. 35% of retail investors get their ideas from social media. But can these social media accounts be trusted? You could be being catfished by a finance influencer, faker. And then when you go on these trading apps, you're trading CFDs, and 67% of retail investors lose money when they're trading CFDs. So you said game will go to the moon today. I say that every day, it never does. So here's a little newsflash for you. Manifesting, guessing, and copying are not investment strategies. And that is why we are here. At Upside, we are trying to help people invest with purpose. Our aim is to empower a new type of retail investor, one who is connected, informed, confident, and intentional. And I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you, Thea. I think we came across the idea of doing something like Upside from working at Ivaldi and working in the investment industry for a long time. And I think we sort of thought that the way that ordinary people invest is different to the way that the professionals invest. And I think we always came from the aspect of like, well, people in the retail world will make money and they will lose money, but there's no long-term strategy for being successful. Whereas in the professional investment industry, it's all about, can you have a process? Can you have something that makes you reliable, that makes your investment style sustainable, that you can make money, maybe not 400% in a week, but you've got something that makes you a long-term return, that gives you those skills that mean that you can consistently apply those to making money on a long-term basis. Can we bring the portfolio management industry in a professional sense to the retail world? And that's really where we came to sort of the idea of Upside. So can we give you the skills and help you develop them to become an expert investor? Part of that is data. Can we give you the right data? Can we, to have access to the professional world at the moment, they tell you need a Bloomberg terminal, and the Bloomberg terminal that costs you $2,500 a month, and then you need more, and then you need more, and then you need more. Can we give you the data that you need? And then can we give you the information that you need to make those decisions around investment with confidence to make you better? And it's, as we've gone on this sort of journey over the last few months, it's made it clear that it's a really hard thing to do, and there's a reason why loads of people don't do it. And there's a reason why people try and then they stop, because it is difficult to do. But we really think it can be done. But it also means discarding some of the sort of immediacy that people want. At the moment, people want to log into their trading account and buy shares straight away, or sell shares straight away, or do what their friends are doing, or do what social media is telling them to. And I think one of the key things about Upside is slow down. Take it slowly. If you were in a hedge fund, if you were in the fund management industry, you wouldn't do that. You would take your time, you would do some research, you would compare names, you would put them together, you'd see how they interplay with each other, and then you would do things. And you would set yourself rules as to when I should sell something, when I should buy some more, when I should get out of a position, when I should look at more things, when my exposure to a particular country is too high and I'm taking too much of a risk with that currency, and all of that kind of thing. That's what you do in the professional industry. And in general, the professionals end up making more money over a long-term period. Like I said, they may not make the gains in a very short term, but they'll be more reliable, and they're building their careers on top of this stuff. So can we give that sort of process to everybody? And there's no reason why not. And that's where Upside comes in. And we think we're building something really exciting, but there's a lot to do. So we've got a bunch of stuff. So you can see here the screens that we've got so far, and I'm going to try and do a little demo if it can let me over Zoom in a second. But we've got sort of the process around how we think you should think about investing. So how you should think about discovering new investment opportunities or stocks, thinking about a watch list, a list of names, a list of stocks that you think are interesting to you, and think about why. And then a feed, which gives you insights, tell you what those stocks are doing, how they're talking to each other, how they're working. And then the kind of bit that's probably the most controversial internally when we talk about it is the idea of an investment idea, which is one of the phrases that we've coined in recent weeks has been no view, no trade, which basically means if you don't have an opinion on a stock or where you think it's going to go, and most crucially, why, then you shouldn't really buy into it. You shouldn't buy GameStop because it's low and because people are talking about it. There should be more to it than that. And so we've intentionally added sort of some friction into the process that means you can't log into Upside and buy shares straight away. We want it to be slower, but we think that's the right way to go. So once you've built your investment idea, then you can go on to tracking how it does and seeing whether you were right on that particular stock. And then we'll get into loads of other things, which I will move on to in a bit. But it then leads on to a journey around thinking of stocks in the context of a portfolio, and thinking of and then thinking about execution and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and demo the app here. So all of this stuff, but slightly more brought to life on this. Let me see if it does it. You might see my phone. So, right, so that's my phone. Right, you're probably going to see my password in a second. It's all right, because I'll change it soon. All right, so let me log into Opsa. So what you're going to, when you do this yourselves in a bit, you'll create yourselves an account. It's very simple, username, password, etc. But I will put that in. There needs to be an autocomplete. Thinking about it. And I'm in. What you will see on your screen is sort of, you probably won't see this because you need to have some stuff added, but essentially you go in and you'll end up on this page, and we call that the Discover page. And this is sort of where you see a place to add new stocks. And at the moment, for various reasons, we support US and UK and then some other stocks. But if you, as you use it, you can email us at any point and say, can you add this stock? Can you add this stock? And we'll do our best to add them. We started with a smallish universe of sort of US and UK large cap and above names, and we're expanding that as we go on. But this is sort of the page where you can see stocks that are of interest to you. So firstly, you'll have most watch listed. So if you scroll across here, or if I do a see all, you can see these are the names that are most watch listed by people, and you can kind of see the usual stuff. So it's literally ordered by how many people have added it to their watch list. So we probably could have done a quiz. Yes, Apple's at the top. Yes, Google's second. Yes, Tesla's third. I think you get the idea. Most people look at the same stocks. Then you start to go down. You start to see some things that maybe you wouldn't expect. I don't know, Goldman Sachs or.
Stop you, don't log in yet. Hold your horses. I see people logging in. Carry on.
And there's a good reason for that.
Yeah.
So you can see various things. You can see the star that says whether they're on my watch list, and you can see sort of daily price moves. So far, so similar to other apps. You can then see other ways to find. So we've organised things by sectors. So here are some sectors that we're looking at. So here are some tech stocks. Again, some very similar names, but you've got some things that you might be familiar with. Then you've got some sort of AI-driven stuff, which is based on the watches that I've currently got. What are the names that are similar? The names that I might want to look at if I want to look at things that are similar to what I'm doing. And then you've got these things called we call them sort of upside curated content. And this is hand curated lists from our CEO, Will Potts, who has put these categories together as things that he thinks could be interesting to people. So UK top 20, fairly self-explanatory. Inflation protection. Here are a list of stocks that you might want to look at if you are looking to protect your investments against inflation. Here are some stocks that you might want to look at if if you're interested in cybersecurity, or you think that cybersecurity has a massive role to play in the markets today. Here is the metaverse, which I am, sorry, let's not do that. The blurring between the digital and the real world. I don't fully understand it myself, but I'm sure you guys do. Buzzword environmental. I mean, think this will grow. We'll probably have a social one, a governance one, and other various environmental things. But key things being, if I was to click on environmental, you get a description, and it's sort of names that are well, it's probably too small to see properly, but things that are of interest, but things that we think will do well. So that there's an opinion here on price movement as well as relevance in the environmental field. So that would be where you'd go first of all. So you go to Discover, and then you'd have your watch list, which has all the things that you're interested in, and you can add as much to that as you want to. And then at the moment, the sort of main place where you might spend your time is what we call the feed. And the feed can be split into loads of different types of information, and we kind of call this feed. We call it insights. We call it information, really. But it's all the different things that we think are interesting from a investing viewpoint. So you can scroll almost indefinitely through this, and it just gives you stuff that has happened. But if I was to restrict that to say just rating stuff, so ratings is we get data from investment banks, from research houses, and we get their opinions on what things are going to happen. So you can see here that based on the 3 banks that have got current research on Boeing, it's 100% buy. So the banks think Boeing is gonna go up. the banks, we've got a recent one saying, fairly negative to neutral on Beyond Meat, which I think is interesting because I thought something like Beyond Meat would always be going up in price given in the kind of world we live in. Pfizer, hold, so fairly sort of neutral on that. Tesla, sell, which I don't know, that seems to be against what the convention would tell you, that banks think Tesla in general is going to go down. So you've got your banking stuff. Then you've got things like alerts, and these are sort of price alerts. But what we want to do is we want to think about prices, not just something's gone up or something's gone down, or it's gone up a lot or it's gone down a lot. We want to think of it in the context of, has it gone up versus what it should go up? Is it significant? So for example, you can see the price of M&S has moved significantly, and it's got a one-day change of 15%. And based on its historical volatility and various other things, that is more than we would expect M&S to change on a daily basis. It's all about, is it more or less than what it would normally do? Because stocks are always going to go up and down every day. They do. But is it more significant than we think than it should be? So you've got loads of stuff and things that might be interesting on that. Then you've got technical indicators. Technical indicators are very polarizing. Correlations here. Correlation should not be here, but correlation gives you an indication of stocks that are, that either move in the same direction as the stock you might be looking at, or move against it. So if you're looking for diversification opportunities, you might want to pick some stocks with negative correlations. If you're looking for an alternative name to the one that you're looking at, you might want to look at positive correlations. But then you've got some technical indicators. So RSI, relative strength, and these are sort of momentum-based things. So essentially, something that's overbought means it's gone up to a level that the market generally thinks is unsustainable. It may be due a downturn. There should be an oversold somewhere. Oversold. So IBM oversold, which means it's hit a floor. And normally, stocks that hit that level of price versus various other things tend to bounce. So almost like kind of short-term trends and technicals are very, very much polarizing. They're controversial. Some people swear by them. Other people think they're absolute hokum. I think an appropriate strategy is to believe them in context and use them with other things. And there's also all sorts of stuff under technicals. We've got news, which kind of visually is probably one of the most pleasing bits, where it's just a continuous stream of news from loads of different providers. So you've got Market Watch, you've got Reuters, you've got Business Insider, you've got CNBC on names. You can click on those and see what's happening. And then you've got ideas. This is probably the most relevant thing, but this is what people in the Upside community think about stocks. So at the moment, it just has everyone placed as normal, but there'll be coming something in the next couple of weeks, so that kind of gives credibility to certain people and not others, depending on how successful their ideas are being. But so you've got somebody here, you've got Eddie Chan 69 is bearish on Tesla. So Eddie Chan 69 thinks the price of Tesla is going to go down by 50%. You've got Ron, who is bullish on Microsoft. You've got Ron, who's bullish on Alphabet. And you've basically got a way of seeing what other people think is going to happen. And this goes back to the no view, no trade thing. These are people's views. This is what people think is going to happen. So if you think about why this person, PC256, is bullish on Amazon, that person has said they think it's going to go up because of supply chain reasons, for R&D reasons, for management revenue, and gut feeling reasons. So, gut feeling is a bit of a catch-all, but there's actual reasons behind it, and that could be something that resonates with you as well. So those are all the things we've got. That's the beginning. And then I'm going to hand back to Thea to talk you through the next bit. And then I will come back to you about what's really coming next and the really exciting stuff that's due to happen soon. All right. How do I stop sharing?
Okay, phones at the ready, everyone. This one here. Okay, it's competition time. So we've got a QR code which is coming on the next screen, so you can download our app. If you could please use your university email address, then we'll be able to keep track of you. That would be great. Find a few stocks that you like. Now, if you're new to investing, don't worry. We all interact with stocks in our daily lives, whether it's our phone, the mattress we sleep on, the shoes we wear, the beer we drink. Find something that you know that you like, add that to your watch list. And then we want you to, throughout the course of this, the rest of this lecture, and whilst we're eating pizza, build a minimum of 3 investment ideas within any time frame you like. The top 3 weekly average return winners will receive a £15 Deliveroo or Amazon voucher, your choice, and you will be winning weekly for the next 3 months. Keep entering investment ideas over the next 3 months as you come across them, and at the end of 3 months, the top forecaster in this room will win the big bucks. We're holding off on what the big bucks is, but it's going to be good. I promise you, like, genuinely, it is going to be good.
I never showed how to put an investment idea in, did I?
No, but we can do that in a minute.
Okay.
Whilst.
Okay,
here is our snazzy QR code. Phones at the ready. Does it work?
And yeah, please do use your university email addresses, otherwise we won't know who you are and there will be no prizes for you.
0 prizes. Yes. Has everyone got that?
Should I put an idea in as we're doing this?
Yes.
So if you're not sure how to put an idea in, let's pick a stock, go to initiate idea. You say whether you're bullish or you're bearish, so you think it's going to go up or you think it's going to go down. So I think Wix is going to go down. I think it's going to go down by 50%. Yep.
Wow.
Over the next 3 months. And I'm very high conviction on that. Why do I think so? Well, I think because of the company's revenues and because of their environmental impact. And I say, yeah, published. That's it. They are ticking through as we speak. So at the moment, 18 ideas. I think there's more than 18 of you here. There's definitely more than times 3 anyway. But yeah, you've got time to do. The competition is weekly, so the idea is you're going to put minimum 3 ideas a person if you want to be in it. Yeah, so they're ticking up now, and we've got some clear things that are going on. So Tesla seems to be the most popular stock at the moment. If we're looking at bullish versus bearish, everybody who's put in an idea on Tesla thinks it's going to go down. Amazon and Apple seem to be ones that people are looking at that they think are going to go up. Anything interesting here? We've got Coca-Cola, got Pfizer, got Blackstone. Interesting. Does anybody want to explain one of their ideas, what they put in and why they put it in? Anyone, or shall I pick somebody from the crowd? Yes, sir. Brilliant. And what did you think of his Twitter poll and that way of conducting a business? Do you think that's sustainable? Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Any other volunteers to talk about an idea? No, you're here for the pizza, aren't you?
Oh, someone just
oh. Yep, I've got it. So Activization Blizzard have been making improvements to their products, which, while in my opinion still don't make it a good product, the people they market it to are very, very eager to see where it's going. For the social opinion alone, I feel will raise the stock price. And can I speak to you here? Oh, he's on the Zoom. Oh, not here. Okay, cool. Well, that's cool. Does anyone else have an opinion on Activization Blizzard? No. Okay.
This person up here does.
Yes.
Their customer base is quite loyal for some of their games. A lot of their products recently have been sort of advertising by customers. They've got a lot of their sales from their market share needs. They've sort of sacrificed the quality of their product games.
Do you think that might mean they might have a short-term improvement, but then a long-term decline, or?
Next month or so, it's possible they have a boost in the long term.
Okay, interesting. Brilliant, thank you. Any others? Okay, well, I guess we probably need to move on anyway. We do need to move on. We do need to move on, but please keep those ideas coming. As we said, the competition is a weekly competition, but minimum 3 ideas, and you'll be judged based on the average return of your ideas. So if you've got 3 ideas and one price goes up by 5%, one goes up by 10, one goes up by 15, then your average return for that week is 10, right? So it's very, very simple, very, very linear process. But yeah, please keep doing that, and please keep logging in and using the insights. If you want more stocks, you can email, I believe, help@upsidetechnology.co. That will be on the site, and there's a whole suite of sort of documents that you can get useful information on. I guess we should probably whiz through the next stuff, right? I'm not going to walk you through the next bit, but
oh, here it comes.
The next thing we're building is the portfolio management thing. Again, as we go back to sort of how do the experts do it? How do professionals do it? They think about portfolios. They don't just think about single stocks. You don't think about an investment, a stock, and be like, right, I'm going to buy that. You add it to a portfolio. You see how it's going to affect your overall portfolio. You look at your overall risk. You look at your overall diversification, your correlation. You think about cash. If I have £100, do I put all £100 into stocks right now? Professionals don't. They'll be like, well, I'm going to put in £50, partly because I want to keep some back because cash is less risky, but partly because I want to increase my investments over time and I want to have money to do that. Do you buy all tech stocks? Well, if you're a tech expert, maybe you do. If you're somebody who wants to diversify portfolio that isn't exposed to the movements of one sector, maybe you don't. So the next thing we're building, I think it's probably going to come out in 3 weeks or so, is a portfolio management builder, which helps you use your stocks to build a portfolio that is optimal for you. And that's based on your own risk return profile, what you're comfortable doing in terms of taking risk in the market. And we'll say to you, this combination with this weightings, this would give you a historical risk of X, and that could be something you want to do. So rather than just saying, right, I've got Apple and I've got Tesla and I've got Google and I've got £100 and I'm going to put £33 in each one, it will say, well, maybe if your risk tolerance is lower, you need to put £60 in Google and £20 in Apple and whatever in Tesla. So we're building a portfolio management system next. That's because that's kind of the way we see it working. and then we'll get to execution. So I think at that point, we think our users will be ready to say, right, rather than just going into an app straight away and saying buying shares, after you've built a portfolio, that's when you should be saying, now I can buy these shares. Now I will look at my portfolio holistically and I will execute that, and I can monitor the entire returns. So it's not just a sort of one-off, here you go, let's buy some shares. It's part of a continual journey of learning, looking at the behavior of your portfolio, looking at how it performed, looking at insights that will generate and tell you this did that, it could have done that, and taking it from there as a whole sort of holistic process. And then if you're really good, then you'll be interested in our marketplace where successful portfolios and successful ideas can be sold. Do you just put your own £100 in and say, I'm going to make the money on that? Or can other people say, I want to do what that person is done because they're very good, and I can sell my portfolio to other people and have sort of an income based on that? But that's more sort of 2022 and beyond, and that kind of thing. I'm rushing all of this because I think we're quite overrun, but we can talk about this further in a bit if anyone wants to. Thea.
Yes, I mentioned earlier, but social media, it would be remiss of me not to plug all of our social channels. Please connect with us. Please like, please comment. The more that you connect with us, the more we can connect with you, and the more that we can reach other people. People will be interested in learning more about investing and getting better. So we've got standard, the pretty things, the learning things. The one that I'd like to point out is Discord, where you can speak to and join in the conversation with investment professionals, CIOs. In fact, our CEO and founder, Will, who's a professional portfolio manager, he posts there daily, all sorts of different things to like summarizing daily news stories, things that might affect your portfolio and your investments. And it's a good place to learn and speak to people. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Are there any other competitors in this space?
What, as in the tech space?
Not just tech, but I meant like trying to
do
build an app, sell your investment strategies.
Not in the same way as us. So you've got like the analytics platforms, you've got the education platforms, you've got the trading platforms, but no one that looks at investing in the same way as us. That execution is part of a bigger journey. Yeah. I think we're new.
Yeah.
Would you implement like discussion on economic trends, like macroeconomics, into the app in the future?
Yeah, so at the moment, and I think, I mean, if you're interested in that, then Discord is the place for you, because there's a bunch of channels devoted to various themes, but there's a general macro one on there where people are talking. I think ultimately that will go in app. I think one of the features that's coming in the next few weeks is the commenting feature, where you can comment on other people's ideas, but you can comment on other stuff as well. And there'll be probably a macro channel where people can discuss stuff like that as well. But at the moment, Discord is the place to go, soon to come into the app.
And do you think you'll be moving towards paid services in the future, or will the app be free?
I think there will, I mean, I think there'll definitely be a big version of the app that will be for free. I think you can go in the entire journey of looking for stocks, finding insights, building a portfolio, trading for free, I think. Where there might be paid things are things that are maybe premium. So if we were to do, so one of the things we can talk about is things like launching our own bespoke stacks or kind of bespoke ETFs. Yeah. But if you want to see what's in them real time and how much the constituents are, that may be a premium service. If you want, most market data that we'll provide will be 15-minute delayed prices. If you want, microsecond delayed prices, that may be a premium feature, that kind of stuff. But I think there'll be a massive tier that's free, and then probably add-ons for people who want to get, basically close to the exchange.
Thank you.
No worries at all.
How about financial advisors? Would you guys be thinking of having bespoke financial advisors?
Not at the moment. I think we'd probably stay away from that to start with. But maybe somewhere down the line. Yes, that's probably not yet.